Who the heck? I don't know who that person is. Good. Okay. Hello. Just gonna be getting this set up here. I don't know if the stream is even working. Here we go. Cool. It seems to be working. And then I'm going to share it to Discord. Okay. Got that going. And there we go. All right. So, just gonna crack open a drink here. And this is 0 sugar, 0 fake colors, 0 fake sweetness. So it's literally carbonated water, natural flavors, stevia extract, citric acid, that kind of thing. For those people who were following how I wasn't drinking soda. I'm not. It's sweet though, but even if I was, I live a healthy life, so I'm not putting bad stuff in me anyway. But anyway, we're doing Metal Across the World Part 3. We have a wonderful bunch of contenders here for this project, so I am very excited to get into that, regardless of whether or not anyone hops in. It's going to be a longer stream anyway, so I will see you guys in the chat as we go. But we're just going to jump into it here real quick. Gonna be, there we go. Perfect. Oh, forgot to do this. There we go. All right. And then also, because this is my backup, this is my backup here, so I'm trying to figure this out as we go. Anyway, yeah.
How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Roar. We are here with heavy metal music across the world, part 3. My goodness, crazy, like, small ends set up here, so apologies if this looks ridiculous. Hello, Fire Siku. Say hello to YouTube. We're going to be posting this later. But we're just, as a artist who loves a bunch of different music, I want to put all the spotlights I possibly can on metal music. There's been a bunch of people who have given me great suggestions in the Discord, as well as the comments on the previous videos. And we have a long video to go through here, like 10 to 12 different suggestions. There was a couple that I decided to do videos on specifically in their own little thing, so they will not be included in the list, but there's still a bunch here, so we got to get through it. First bit here is Gnome Old Soul. I hadn't heard of this band before, but their aesthetic seems really, really fun. Hey. Okay, like old school 80s type thing. Oh my goodness. Hey. I love how they're into this. They're not taking it too seriously. Have fun, I say. Air Godfred. Okay. Okay, it definitely seems like... Okay, hold on. Okay, just wanted to check and see how that looked. All right, glad to see, for one, these guys are just having a good time. Sounds really cool so far. I'm loving what looks like a mix of like green screen and, I mean, at first I thought they were green screening themselves in a pre-existing movie. And maybe that's what they've done here. But it looks really fun. I'm loving this already. So. Okay. Hey. Okay. I love that. I love that. Okay. Okay, so it sure looks like they've just green screened themselves into a pre-existing movie. That's fun. Yeah, love the doom 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 doom. Very ploppish, goofy kind of sounding. Like really feels like old school rock with the verses and even the singing voice. People say that, it just sounds very fun. And then you get those growls with old soul. That's so cool. I love that. Very, very fun. Or gang chants. There could be that part too. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh, that was disgusting. Oh, old school VFX. Or not VFX, but... Wow, okay. Interesting way of using a sword. Costume design was what I was trying to say. Okay. Very interesting style. I do not like what's happening to the lady. Okay. So kind of a breakdown for a second. Oh. Okay, yeah. Definitely a very slow breakdown. Hey, Ghost Cat. Oh no, it's a oh no. The door is gone. Oh. Spooky ghost. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Oh. Okay. Huh. He hit one with his sword or something, a stick maybe? Okay, very interesting here with just these long refrains. Oh, maybe she was just in prison for a second and then now they're going to execute her, I guess. Interesting. Ooh. Oh, geez, she's gonna get cooked. Yeah, that's definitely growls. Oh my gosh, wow. Nice, nice. I love it. Okay, the magic sword. Oh, and that's public domain. That's very interesting. That's hilarious. I love it. And the fact they're using that public domain movie and stuff is so fun. That's so cool. Okay, so Blackwater Drowning, I forgot. Was this band French? I'm trying to remember. But I found them, and then I was looking up to see, like, where are they in the world? Oh, they're elsewhere, from my recollection. But yeah, we try to look all over the world, see the cool metal that's out there. Blackwater Drowning. Excuse me. The song is Devour. Hey. Ooh, love the visuals already. Ooh. Hey. So they're stateside, I believe. It says they're based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, so first of all, very interesting that he had the sword visuals here, because that's a whole different world, a whole different artistic aesthetic. There is a dance to that. I don't honestly know anything about that culture. I don't know what it symbolizes for this video specifically, but really love the vocalist, this lady, female-led, it being female-led is very, very cool. Not just singing, but having some, crunching vocals and everything. Very cool. Love that. Hey. Ooh. I love that guitar tone. Manila, excuse me. We're listening to Blackwater Drowning. The song's called Devour. Nice little refrain. I like these. Maybe these ladies are supposed to kind of just be like sirens. They're supposed to be interesting and everything, but they're there to try and get you. Ooh. Yeah, they got great tone. It's really cool. Oh, I love that. Don, 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 don. Just that kind of tends towards kind of like a deathcore sound to me anyway. I think of like Parkway Drive. At the end of their song, Leviathan Eye, is like don, 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 don. Like it's still really low and bassy, but it just adds a little bit more like we're throwing in a few more notes. You know, we're in the bass of the piano there, you know, or like if you're playing the piano, it's like we're in that bass section, but there's still a lot of notes here that we can fiddle around with instead of just chugging. So I also love the doubling they're doing with the hands to give them a lot more arms and everything. Because I think, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like basically she's just singing very still. So they're able to double everything around her. It looks like they probably motion capped what's over her shoulder. So then they can add these little blur effects to keep it going. And then in the close-ups, you can see her face is kind of warping a little bit, but she's mostly singing very still. So it feels like that kind of makes it easier for the fingers that are going around her face to, you know, look like there's bunches of them. I like that. Very cool camera stuff. I also like how a lot of this feels very just like homegrown. It's not in a crazy studio. It's not in anything insane. It's just, it's out in the woods somewhere. Like I think that's kind of cool. At least for me. I like that stuff. You knew we had to bring in Slaughter to Prevail because they are up here. Baba Yaga. I literally, when I saw this, I thought, oh, Baba Yaga, but that's not what this is. But okay. We're just going to jump into this. Got that mass store plug. Okay. I mean, Alex the Terrible's voice, his vocal ability can't be understated. All right, Ghost. See you later. I was just going to say the rest of the production is so good, too. These guys are incredibly talented. Nice. Okay, so I really, really love the fact that these guys are so capable in their own way, right? But they're adding so much charisma to it. They're adding personality to it. Like, you know, just Alex doing this kind of ghoulish thing. His vocal, like, I can't even go into all the different tones he's able to do with his voice. It's just is incredible. And then the production, they have those, the synth, you know, overlaying that with the guitar and everything just adds so much mystique to what's going on with this story. I love that. So. And the crowd is just into this. I love it. It's just, dude. I can't get over the fact that as muscular as these guitarists are, every time it cuts to Alex and he's got his arms up, he's a big, big man. He's just a big dude. Oh, and also the singing. I forgot to mention, I don't really feel like I've heard Alex sing very much, so I don't know what his range is. But from what we've heard, we had some very comfortable lows, and we have this like tone or note. So he's got to have a lot more training than I would have expected for his voice. Very cool. Oh, we got a kid running? Oh, cool. So spooky. Dude, if I saw anyone like that above my bed, I would just shit myself and die. Ooh, okay. Change up. Nice. Incredible double bass right there. Nice. Dude. Just the way that the drummer like went sideways with his arm for that note. Like, I think Drumeo has done a video with the drummer for Slaughter to Prevail, and just his skill at single stroke rolls. Like, there's so many artists out there that to save motion, to save fatigue, you really work on your rolls and your all that other stuff. But being able to just go da, 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 like really, really fast, that is such a skill in and of itself. So, okay, well, that was the end of that one. Just a face melter of a song. I loved that little switch up there at the end. Really, really good stuff. Now, this is from a group that I had never heard before. I believe this is the... Let me just see real quick. Is this... Yep. Yeah, this is the black metal band... Kanon, I'm sure I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Kanonfeivr, Panzerheinker. I'm so sorry. Anyway, it fortunately has the official lyrics, so that's why I decided to check this out. I just saw this and was like, oh, cool, I'll throw it in the video. So, man, what is the boy barking at over there? Nice. Nice slow build up. That was kind of a funny way of writing that. Oh, I love that tone with black metal. Hey. Clandestine, you like their style? That's cool. That's very interesting. That's so interesting. It sounds like Sabaton, but like specifically in the black metal style, but then also focusing on World War One. That's so cool. I love that stuff. The Tank Slayer. It's so interesting to me as someone who has written narrative music before that is just describing what you see, right? As you're trying to tell a story. I honestly am not sure how it would sound to me. And this is just how this language sounds so cool to me. I don't know if we took the English translation below and if we had literally Sabaton sing this, I don't know if it would sound as good, you know? We lock and load and we aim down the sights and then we shoot and then it destroys it. Like, I don't know if that would sound as good. I mean, I'm sure Sabaton could do an amazing job, at least with their vocal performance, but uh-oh. I thought my computer was plugged in. No! I thought it was plugged in! No! Hold on. Wait a second. Why is this not working? Okay. It says it's plugged in. Okay, wait, I think we're good. I don't know how that happened. Okay, I'm just not going to move. I'm not going to move the computer. Okay. I guess we'll all right, we're just going to keep going here. I was just going to say, I like this, really like this style. And their language really adds a lot to it. I think it's very, very cool. That's kind of all I was getting at. There's also all those different aspects of black metal that I feel like every time I come back to black metal, it just sounds really, really fun. The tremolo picking, you know, the particular vocal style that's usual in this genre. I like that stuff. I really do. So. What was that? Hold on. What was... It sounded like hollow bones. It probably was just an effect with I'm trying to think of how it is. Obviously, it would have been a processed sound of maybe the guitar or something, but the it sounded almost like a xylophone, like a hollowed out like bone. Bling, 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 bling. Just very interesting. I think the other thing about it is, you know, any sort of country, whether or not you believe in wars of history or what have you, I think there is something great, something admirable at least, to have pride in your country, even if that means in having pride for, you know, what you're able to achieve in protecting your country. I really think there's obviously no end to discussion that we could have about the whys and wherefores of war and whether any of it has been beneficial. I mean, we can look at the Christmas Day surrender, where, you know, the forces in World War II were celebrating with each other because they're like, I don't have a quarrel with you. It's your officials and mine that are fighting. I don't hate you. I don't have any problem with you. Let's sing some carols. Let's play soccer. Let's do something. You know, I feel like you can have that viewpoint and still have pride in your country and pride in how there are men and women who are willing to fight for protecting it. I feel like that can almost exist in and of itself, but that's just my thought. Let's keep going. Hey, I agree. Appreciate such a unique name there. We're just checking out a bunch of metal. And we got this black metal band that I hadn't heard of before on the scene. Wow. Thank you for the emojis, people. Appreciate that. I was going to say, I didn't think that was the end. Okay, it is charging. Yeah, Clandestine, I'll have to check that out. I love big stage performances. I think that's always really cool. It's another aspect of the K-fob of music that makes me confused why, the most recent thing is people don't like VTubers. You know what I mean? Wow, 14 tanks. See, again, you personify this weapon and say, hey, we consider it a Valorant thing for it to take down 14 tanks. Because 14 tanks could have taken out dozens, if not hundreds of soldiers very easily. So I think that's such a beautiful aspect of a lot of metal. You can give so much love and care to something that is not even human. All right, so, excuse me. We have Alpha Wolf featuring Ice-T. Oh, imagine that. Another rap metal song. Huh. For all the people that still don't like that stuff. Anyway, this one's for you. Sucks to Suck. Let's get into it. I have never heard of Alpha Wolf before, but I like this. Aye. Aye. Okay, so he's talking about, hey, I'm not seeing a lot of people really do much with their music. And he said, this isn't a charity. I don't want your 2 cents. You either put up or shut up with your music. You put yourself out there. You stand for something. Come on. Oh. Hey. That's so interesting. So he's like, hey, in the meanwhile, you're getting all these consequences. You can't back up what you're doing. You can't keep up. You can't, you can't fight for yourself. That's on you because you ran your mouth, and then now there's consequences. It's something I love, especially in today's day and age where a lot of people act like, at least, they can exist online completely, no consequences for anything they say. It does come back to bite you. It just normally doesn't happen when and how we'd like. But that's why I love putting a spotlight on music like this, because the reality is it is going to bite you in the butt one way or another, which is why I don't have an ego. I don't try and act like I know anything. I don't try and act like I'm above anybody. Oftentimes I don't feel like I'm above anybody, much less, I also have my own standard with how I want to develop myself. And it's normally a lot higher than where anyone else is. So anyway. All right, Ice-T. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Dude, okay, man's yelling a bit. I love that. That's cool. Ice-T's been around for a minute. If you guys know him or know anything about him, he has been around. So the fact that he's coming in like this is just really cool because, yeah, it's not just in the metal world, but in life in general. If you keep running your mouth and acting like you deserve certain things, but you're not putting in the work, it's funny to me how you get people like Maury Calliope saying the exact same thing with her stuff, and people keep giving her shit about it when it's like she's right and you're not doing shit about what you're trying to do, and then people complain about it. But then here's all these other artists being like, dude, put up or shut up. Come on. Anyway. What are you talking about? Give it a try? I do not know what you're meaning about that. Ooh, okay. Nice choreography there. Okay. This kind of a Scooby-Doo style way of handling the bad guy. Hey, okay. Okay, so they respect him in the end. But he's still evil. He's still gonna get you. Okay, very cool. I love that. That was fun. I would normally check out rap, give it a try, but King Von is like, his music's through UMG and all that stuff, so I don't even know if this video is going to end up being available on YouTube, because the way that copyright works, it's so messy the more mainstream you get with an artist. But Yeah, it's also a little bit it's different than what we're trying to do here with the kind of metal side of things. That's the main focus of what we're doing. I think this one is also hardcore, so we might get a little bit of rap in it. So Skindred, Kill the Power. This was on Discord. Okay, wait. We already had the mixing board. We had, what the heck? It was those light boards. I mean, you've seen those if you've seen, the YouTube videos of people playing the different EDM bits and stuff. And then we had the jump sample there. Jump. So that's interesting sampling here at the beginning. Oh, no, you're good. Give it. You're all good. No problem. Yeah, I guess there is Malina, but okay, so very interesting stuff. It sounded very new metal kind of thing, but then we go into just that sample, and then he's got this Jamaican style flow with him. Very, very interesting. Very simplistic lyrics, but you know what? It strikes me as way more like we're just vibing out instead of anything. So, have you seen the phenomenon that is Mafra yet? I believe we are going to be checking them out. If not, we can definitely hop into that next, but... Yeah, that's kind of where I am, Manila. It's just easier. Oh, okay. Hey, okay. Ooh. Was he squaring up on that old lady? Like, what you got to say, lady? That's funny. I love how he's kind of just singing. He's not even hitting much of a gruff tone in his voice. That's very, very cool. I haven't heard that much in a lot of rock, especially metal. It's, you always get the purists out there that unless you're screaming your brains out, well, then it's not good. It's like, shut the hell up. Anyway. She's like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Manila. So, yeah, those ladies, grandmas especially, in any other culture but the U.S., they will beat the shit out of you. What a Beamer-looking car. Like, they're, stuffed in there like clowns almost. Hey, he's dapping up the kids. That's cool. Ooh, okay, that's very interesting. That bass drum, or that floor tom, should have a lot more tone to it, but in the editing, they just cut it out. So it's just... That's very, very cool. I like that. That was fun. Drums, the drum, solo. Drums, the drums, drums, the drum, solo. Drums, the drums. Oh, and then this is where we get the mix board in and the DJ. Very cool. Oh, that's a left-handed guitarist? That's cool. I haven't seen many left-handed guitarists. Nice. I just can't get over the fact that the right-handed or left-handed guitarist looks like a... Okay, so we get a little bit of yelling there at the end. I can't get over the fact that the guitarist looks like he should have been an AC or a ZZ Top. All right, Evil Invaders is the next group we got. This was another group suggested on Discord. I think they're overseas, an overseas group. So, ooh, I love their album art. Okay, some thrash style here. Okay, definitely thrash. What year did this come out? I didn't even pay attention to that. Okay, 9 years ago, but they're still around. Dude. I love vocalists like this. Yes, the Alex Terribles, obviously their tone is just insane and it's just disgusting and beautiful to listen to. But these thrash metal vocalists that are just they're just able to fly off the handle to a really high note and just have such a vibrant tone. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of I can't even hit that high, but the those notes, like, geez, it's so cool. I wish I had a voice like this guy. It's just so good. And we're also repping the Black Sabbaths. I think Anthrax was another shirt I saw on one of the other guitarists. I love this already. This is so cool. Hello, Tor. Good to get some love from Norway. Yeah, right? Even the video quality feels kind of older, like... See, I love that. I think that just the lyrics are so fun with that. Like, we're going faster, pedal to the metal, lose all control. We're not slowing down. One other thing I saw, I think it was kind of a style from the earlier days with drums and stuff. We'll probably see it again, but... Okay, wait. I got to go back to the drums real quick. A lot of early drum stuff, especially bands that revolved around spectacle, like With Your Performance and this lively energy and stuff, having, it's really hard to see here, but there was definitely a style in how you built your drum kits back in the day, and especially for these bands that had, lots of reasons for lots of crash cymbals and that kind of thing. Having it suspended so high and then point the arms down, so you're basically putting the cymbals on upside down before you put the arms on the kit. Excuse me. It can make it look a lot more uniform and like purposeful. Like it looks symmetrical. So, excuse me. Have you ever heard of a black metal band called Order? They're basically black metal with an all-star ensemble. I have not. We can definitely check them out. I love the guitar. And also that style of guitar, the flying V's, that was definitely an old school thing, because it did make it easier to be able to reach the neck and everything. Okay, wait. That was a beautiful shot of the drums. Okay, so we have the 3 toms here right in the middle, and then we have the 2 double bass drums there, and then, we see there's no pulls here for the crashes because that's done from up top descending on down. That style of setting up the drums like that makes me think of Black Sabbath and what was that one band? It was Terry Bozzio that played in them, and he has this ginormous setup, but it's very symbolic of that time period of like spectacle. Unless you're guys like Mike Portnoy that just have a trillion drums and cymbals just because he knows how to play all of them at the same time. I'm trying. I've never said that I'm a saint. I'm just trying to be a nice guy. Don't blame me if I ain't. It's such like unapologetic, simplistic lyrics. I love that. Okay, here's a really good shot. Yeah, so we get this coming down. We're right here next to this arm with the crash coming down. This looks like a custom Sabian, I'd assume. So. Manila, you were a roadie as well? And we get like 3 solos a song. Yeah. Jeez. Oh, I bet it was a crazy experience. I also forgot to mention their logo is very 80s. The very jagged lettering and the kind of italics direction of it. There we are. So good. It's so funny because immediately I'm sitting here like, they even mentioned references of dragons. The album art has a dragon on it. And it's like, dude, this would feel stylistically so similar to Dragon Force, even though Dragon Force is way more technically crazy and all this other stuff, right? And it's a lot more stylized. But I think what's so great about thrash and then the carryover into like speed metal and I had like another band in mind that sounded like Dragon Force just with its style, and I can't think of what they're called. But the fact that they have that energy is something that just carries from that style to the other, and I love that. Anytime you're able to just go full bore like that is awesome. So Okay, so then that's that. All right. What was this next one? Oh, yeah, so this one, I wasn't quite sure what I was getting myself into, but this is by a group called Scatterbrain, Phases. So this is the music video. And I guess it's a music video, but then it also shows us a bit of the history of the lead vocalist, I want to say. So, yeah. Yeah, definitely thrash metal came first before speed, so it's just cool when you keep any of that energy up. So 12 years ago, he formed a band. All right. What do we got going on? This is my story. These are my phases. Oh. Always been an introvert. Fair. No real plan for my life. Also fair. Until I discovered I could sing. Hey, you know what? Dropped out of college. I never recommend that. Ever. Interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay. Okay. So from what I'm hearing here, this seems like this could be kind of like a electro metal type thing, like freaking We Came as Romans, A Day to Remember, those kinds of bands, right? Say what you will about bands that might have started heavier and then had a more like squeaky clean style, but what I'm seeing here is, he quit college to pursue his career and everything, and then did a little bit of work locally. That band didn't really take off, so then he just kind of reached out and then put out some covers, and those took off, and then you made the original music, and then, everything took off from there. I never, ever recommend to anybody, regardless of whether or not that's your style, to put a fire under your butt. I never recommend that anyone just drops out of school. I only say that because, like he said, I was, delivering pizzas to get by. I don't feel like, for some people, I guess maybe that's the motivation you need. And maybe for some people, they're actually able to live life delivering pizzas. I don't know how. I say this as someone who has a pretty menial job, and there's a lot of things that I'm not able to do because I don't have that big of a job to support what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? But I'm not even sure I'd want to be like a full-time streamer or YouTuber anyway, because there's a lot of difficulties in that. But the point being is, it's a very specific situation that I am glad worked for him. Also with saying I signed to management. So many artists do that when you're trying to just make a little bit more than a basic paycheck. And I never, ever recommend that to anybody. I know it's the difference between probably being motivated enough to push through and then do what you have to do in order to get signed and make that money, but I never recommend it because you will have years of hurt trying to get out of that deal, not owning any of your music. I don't care how nice that management looked. It's never in your best interest to sign to anybody. So I'm glad that this is going okay so far. But yeah, very, very cool that they found some, they found a foothold, because a lot of people just don't even get that far. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, very interesting view. I don't know many artists that do these kind of videos. Okay. Expectations became relentless, homesick, burning out. Wait. So, was he yelling? Okay. But called his dad, called his mom. Good. You have a support network, someone who cares about you. Yes. A lot of people act like when you become an adult, you have to just handle everything by yourself. Those people have never actually gone through a hard time. I could tell you right now. Because if you have, you would realize that there's a certain point where you've fallen so low, you have to reach out to the people who really gave you what you need. You know what I mean? Wait. Do I know? Oh, how do I know if I had a vocal injury? Okay, so his voice hurt. Oh, he wasn't yelling. He was trying to look down his throat to see if anything was hurt in there. Oh man. That's got to be tough. Reached out for help. Okay. Oh, so he came in and was like, "Nope, you can't do it. The tour went on without me." Dang, okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, Manila, you're totally right. You just got me thinking about a time that I reached out. And it's like sometimes I think there's a lot of people who are convinced they don't have a support network when they do. They just don't reach out. And it's sad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay. His lady stayed with him. Good. Okay. So you took some time back out. Okay. And you still put out videos. Joined a vocal company. Gave back to my parents. Hey. All right. There you go. I love it. I love it. People made me feel crazy. Dang. Wow. But needed more time to heal. Brian has undergone bilateral styloidectomy, which is a procedure that may take 3 to 4 months to recover from due to postoperative inflammation. Okay, well, he's made great strides in his recovery, but my concerns is that he may jeopardize his long-term results if he returns to work at full capacity too soon. I mean, it's just like if you get, okay, I'm not going into that. I was trying to make a joke, but I'm recommending it continues his rehab for another 2 months prior to the return of the vocalization. I mean, if it's a question of what's going to work out long term, dude, pump the brakes. Doesn't matter if you rip out the brake pads. You better just come on, man. Neck and Head Institute. Interesting. Decisions were made behind his back. That sucks. Hey, okay. Aw. Yeah. False narratives were spread. Agreements unraveled. Led to a manic break. Wow. Dude. Oh, look at that kid. Because I think he stopped music at this point, yeah? I think this was his last song. Was it? Or maybe I was thinking of someone else. But very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. I think that's so cool, though, that for him specifically, I mean, I can only imagine if, maybe going the very swift direction that he did right into music making, if that kind of gave him some of his complex about his self-worth and ability, but how awesome is it that he's like, okay, I'm out of this. Well, I'm going to go link up with some new friends. We're going to make music. I'm going to do all this stuff. Like, he had such a support network. Imagine if Imagine if he fell further. Imagine if he didn't talk to someone and say, hey, I'm in a dark spot. I think I need to go to an institution, something. Dude, he would have never. It's just, dude, some of you guys know, but a few years back, I was 19, couldn't take it. Hadn't started college, hadn't started anything, and I couldn't take it anymore. And I'll just put it to you this way. The amount of people that I didn't know were on my side and were there to help me after the fact, I had no idea. I had no idea. And I didn't know how much it devastated my family because I was out of state at the time. And giving them those news, I also didn't really internalize it because of how separated we were. My family was despondent for months. Your actions affect people. You are loved by way more people than you think. And it'll be my life's dream to be able to try and convince people who are genuinely writing out on the internet, I don't feel like anyone cares. I'm like, that. I don't even know how to convince you that that couldn't be further from the truth. There's absolutely no legitimate rationale besides your depression talking that says there's no reason for me to be here. Nobody cares. That is a lie from the pit of hell, whether you believe that place exists or not. It does, and it's a lie. And just, dude, I just kept thinking, like, what if that vocalist Brian didn't know about the support network he would have had? Because, yeah, he said people were making him crazy. Like, the expectations with a band, not just management, not all those other things, but fans as well. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. They can be your biggest supporters and they can be your worst critics, man. And it's just, dude, like, yeah. Literally people that I lived right next to showed me the biggest outcropping of love after I finally told them what had happened. I didn't think they would miss me. Like, I'm serious. That's just, it's the craziest, most awfulest stuff. And it can convince your brain you are truly alone. And it's not. It's not true, man. Anyway, though, holy smokes. In connection to someone who does vocal covers, because I noticed that Mafra does vocal covers, this is her cover of Bring Me the Horizon. Yes, we are here with Mafra. Yeah, it seems like all she has put out so far is covers, unless I'm mistaken. Please let me know. So, and Melina, I am glad you are here as well. I also don't know this song by Bring Me the Horizon, so this will be first time.
Cut off my wings and come lock me up. Just pull the plug, yeah, I've had enough. Tear me to pieces, sell me for parts. You're all vampires, so here you can have my heart.
Incredible vocals right there. I don't know, again, how the original song sounds. I don't know if it had as much sonorous quality to the voice, but the fact that she has that ability speaks volumes about how much care she's putting into this song. You can have my heart. Like, all those little, I don't even know what you call it, but it's not just straight singing. She's adding emotion to it. She's adding softness to her tone. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. You put up the chair, but we tied the rope. Ugh, those analogies, man. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Gosh. Yeah. It's such a horrifying reality that it makes me think of Raph Scrap who's an incredible VTuber vocalist. Incredible. And they talk a lot about depression and just ways that evil people can just kind of press you into this feeling that you are alone, that you can't do anything. Sometimes those evil people live in your head. And I'm not saying that you are an evil person if you struggle with depression. No, it's the horror of the lack of chemical balance that we have. As someone who struggles with depression, we got to get back to this. I don't know why I'm talking so much. Excuse me.
The chair, but we up to the room. You can have my heart. You can have my heart.
Nice tone right there with her body to get that higher note.
Rain on my parade.
Ugh.
Wanna feel it? Come shove me over the edge.
Ugh.
Is enough for try? I'm sorry, but it's too late.
God.
Now we're saving, so come rain on my parade. I think we're due.
Woo. I need a minute. What the shnikes? Gosh. Woo. Wow. I don't know how anybody's able to do that, to flip between singing and going into that gruff tone. Incredible. I feel like this has to be like a one take. Just with seeing how her throat's moving and her body posture and her mouth movement. This seems like it's a one take thing, which just tells me, you obviously learned your part enough to, be able to deliver it so well. So, man, goodness.
We're due. There's no way back.
Man, the instrumentation's making me nervous.
You must have made some kind of mistake. I asked for death, but
Oh,
instead I'm awake.
Clandestine, I haven't even started crying yet. There's nothing in my face. It's right there at the tear ducts.
But he could never see. You can have my heart.
What the heck?
Coming home. It's getting time gone, but I'll carry on. The sun don't shine bright, it never did. And when it rains, it fucking pours, but I think I like it. And you know that I'm in love with the mess. I think I like it. So
Stop.
come on my parade, 'cause I wanna feel it. Come shove me over the edge, 'cause my head is in overdrive. I'm sorry, but it's too late, and it's not worth saving. So come rain on my parade. I think we're due.
Jesus. I got freaking goosebumps, man. Golly.
Cause my head is in overdrive. I'm sorry, but it's too late, and it's not worth saving. So come rain on my parade. I think we're due. I think we're due. There's no way back.
Golly. I have been missing out on Bring Me the Horizon then. I hadn't heard them in a minute. I had no idea this was what they did. But Mafra, what the hell happened, lady? Like, my brain in trying to relax from just the emotion was like, I would hate to get in an argument with her. You know, as soon as she pops in the metal voice, I'm like, oh God. But good God, that was incredible. Absolutely incredible. I want to see original music from her, please. I feel like I'm asking her the same thing I ask every VTuber out there. Great cover. When are you getting original music? Come on, let's go. You got an incredible voice. Make it happen. Gosh. Dude, I'd play guitar for her. I don't know how to play the guitar, but I'm going to make it happen. Just give me something. Or the drums, probably, more accurately. I just don't have a set. So, anyway, though. Man. And also, the other thing I meant to mention, saying I think we're doomed multiple times. Like, that was more times than the amount of choruses, I think. And that's pretty crazy because I think, honestly, that gives so much more credence to the lyrics here. Here's the other thing, too. There's plenty of metal artists out there, similar to the whole K-fob thing, where you say stuff to be, you say stuff to be edgy, right? I don't think any of these slam metal artists that talk about, some biatch that they don't like eating their own intestine because, well, look what you made me do, and now you're eating your intestine. It's like, whatever. Like, I don't expect them to actually have done that. That would be a lot to admit on a record. But for artists like Bring Me the Horizon, when you talk about hurt, when you talk about heartache, like, there could be an instance where you're just kind of adding some emotion to something that already happened. You're exaggerating it for effect, but some of this stuff felt so raw lyrically, like, ooh, like, and especially with what we looked at with Scatterbrain, the vocalist from Scatterbrain, he was very open and honest with what he was struggling with. So that juxtaposition in my head, when I see someone like Bring Me the Horizon talk about that kind of thing, it's like, ooh, gosh, when it's like, yeah, this isn't good for me. It's, but I think I'm used to this. I think I want this. I think I like this. To be able to project that, first of all, and then put it in a song that I'm sure is, very popular, got millions of views, like, oh man, that's a lot to admit. And yeah, I feel like now I need to know as much as I can about the vocalist to know what's the backstory here. Were you going through some stuff and you're like, I just went through a horrible breakup, or I got divorced from. I don't know anything about the vocalist here. What happened to you, man? Anyway, hopefully this will be kind of a break here. I don't know if this is a rap. Excuse me. I don't know if this is rock or metal. I just saw this group and thought it looked kind of cool. The Ghoul Stars, Too Ghoul for School. Sounds very much like a Necrogoblicon, which their forerunner wears like a goblin mask and hands all the time and sounds very posh. And they're kind of like power metal stuff. So anyway, though, let's see what this is. Yeah, songs with meaning are always the best. So Sam Goulstein, okay. Oh, we get black metal. Got it. Very interesting filter on this, too. Really feels like 60s, 70s, 80s. Oh, hold on. Did my internet just go? Come on. Buffer, please. Very interesting. I can't think of what they're doing with the guitar. I've heard that before. It sounds like you're canceling the tone. So you can go like... Okay. So I love this idea. I love this K-fob here. that they're the ghouls and they're the ones being like, school's for fools. The teachers don't even teach you nothing. Let's just go have a good time. I think that's cute. I think that's fun. I enjoy that. So. With the kings of the cool, like how how the, like, dude, it's the cringiest thing in the world from our perspective, right? But that type of slang from like the 80s, like, dude, we thought that was the best thing. I say that like I was in the 80s. I was a 91 baby. But even in the 90s, you know, like saying like, oh man, it's totally gay, or like, that's, you know, I don't know, it's retarded, which I can say as someone who's autistic. It just, I don't know. It's funny. It's definitely a product of the times, but I love when a band embraces that. I feel like this is like 5 more blocks down the street from the, what is it? The Evil Villains that we checked out. That was that thrash metal sound. Like, there's that sound, and then there's that lingo that you get going. I think is really cool. So, hey, Riku Light, how you doing? Yes, yeah, it feels innocent and reminiscent at the same time. I love it. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, wait. I immediately assume that's their dog, quote unquote. He's in the back of the truck, and then you're going into the school, so you got to chain him to the freaking post. That's funny. I love that. And I swear to God, I knew someone who had that same mask. He got it for Halloween. That's funny. Yeah, and he's like, no, let me in. That's funny. I'm also so curious too, getting a location to shoot like this, you got to have some people in on the production. So having the teachers kind of sit around like, look at these delinquents. It feels fun. It feels fun. You know, I love that. Huh. That's such a, but like literally that's the most freaking, that tone, you know, we're on to you, you hooligans, the ghouls. Like, what the heck? I love that. I'm reminiscing on this hard, because I know if I were a kid watching this, I'd be like, yeah, it's cool, yeah. That's fun. Oh my gosh. Riku, I'm glad you're doing well, and I'm glad you're loving HoloFest. I just haven't been able to participate in any of them. So, you know, it is what it is, but glad that it's going really, really well. So. Yeah. Whoa, okay, wow. Costume change right there. Well, and that's the other thing too, like, it's related to school, it's related to, like, you know, this high school type age. I think that is a very interesting path to walk with satire and, you know, the you know, having this lingo and this character about it. I think there's so many ways it can go wrong. And I don't just mean the fact because they're with these high schoolers and everything, but it's like, it's an aspect of music that I think is incredible, that you can have, you know, whatever age these guys are, dressing up and being all goofy and silly and just, you know, we don't care about the rules and we're adding all this beep boppity boopy lingo, you know. I thought they said something like piranha at the beginning. Yippee-ki-yay. Anyway. Oh, cool. I'll have to check out those reactions then. And then here comes the principal. He's getting himself ready. Okay. Uh-oh. Their influence is affecting them. Oh, man. 89. Yeah, they become heartless. Dude, I always wanted to do that. Slide down the banister like that. Come on, man. That was fun. Season of Mist. Ooh, I love that logo. That was cool. Okay, so probably a much different genre. Creator with a K. Crushers of the World with a K. Is the album cover here. This looks just disgusting. I love this kind of stuff. We get all these evil sigils over here. Or it just looks like my motherboard. Anyway, Psychotic. Oh, there's just dogs walking around. Psychotic. Why can I not pronounce a word? Imperator. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I don't know what this genre is. I just saw this and was like, oh, this looks cool. Let's get into it. Yeah, I agree, Manila. Absolutely. Okay. Sounds very black metal. First of all, the logo, I forgot to mention this. Something that guys like Crustbag talked about a lot with logos is you can have a logo, right? And it looks cool, and you can, you see it. It's, designed pretty cool. But even adding something like blood splatter across it just makes it it makes it stay in that space like it belongs, right? It kind of infuses itself in the cover. So many times that doesn't happen. There's all these little motifs and things you can do with logos, and even the wording for a metal for the album title, is, it's not that hard to do. Here they have just the red font, Crushers of the World. That's fine. But especially a lot of metal albums, unless you're just going to have, just the text along the bottom, you can even have a cool visual for the album title, and then you give it a similar gradient or, effect to make it look like it's part of the album cover. So I love that stuff. So Bunny's doing great, actually. Thank you for asking, Rico. I got her to be in the snow for a little bit, and she started playing with different toys that I got her, so she is doing wonderful. Yeah, it could be power metal now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, that's, well, thrash or power. Hey, buddy. Thrash, there we go. Yeah, they hit that drop. Absolutely. Dude, if I could do vocals like this, I would form a thrash band. I would work with whoever I had to make thrash beats. I don't have this range. I have way too bassy a voice. Oh man, it'd be so cool though. Right. That's true, Riku. I forgot that. Oh, you're wondering. Sorry, Riku. I got to pause. My brain's not working. I can't multitask right now. Is thrash basically power, but with that growling? Thrash definitely has more of a grungy side to it. A lot of power metal is a lot more clean, and there's a lot more vocals. Cleaner operatic vocals, let's say that. Like if you listen to Dragon Force, right? They just go for the world, glorious, the power over us. You know, like it doesn't ever go into the that's more thrash. So that's as far as I've been able to determine, that's the bigger distinction. And then normally with power metal, there's typically, well, actually, I can't even speak to the guitar tone because it's very similar with the drums. I know that much. I can't think of the difference with the guitar if there really is some. I think it's mostly the vocals, and then also a lot of power metal and stuff like that is a lot more, it's like fantastical with its lyrics, right? Big fantasy type lyrics, that kind of thing, when thrash can typically stick wherever it wants. So yeah, Hammerfall, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, also, most importantly, I also don't have long enough hair to be a thrash metal vocalist. That's the big issue. That's really what it is. I feel like I could probably get by if I just had long hair, but you know. I love the chorus, or the choral sound. That's true, wigs are cheap. I love the guitar. Nice. I think this might be the last one on the list that I had. Oh, nope, we got one more. Or a couple more. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that... Now, this group I just found out about. Oh, this is from... Oh, wait, Season of Mist. Oh, maybe Season of Mist is the... what is it? The company behind it. Because they're the same distribution group channel, at least. Let's see. Yeah, Season of Mist. So that's the channel name. That was the same group behind Too Ghoul for School. Literally, that chorus is still stuck in my head. Don't go for school. Where would I place Ailstorm? Ailstorm. Because they have very gruff vocals. What's up? Man, there are lots of dogs out there. Man, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to have to think about that. I'll get back to you on that. So we have Crippled Black Phoenix. I just saw this group and I was like, oh, this looks cool. And then after this, we have, I already checked these guys out for a video, but I want you guys to see how they are. The new song by Arcspire. Just very, very cool stuff. But anyway, let's do this. Crippled Black Phoenix. Ooh.
Hang on till he drops dead.
Nice little guitar pick glide on the strings right there. Gives it that little scratchy tone. I love the very simplistic album art as well. Very cool. Oh yeah, this is very atmospheric. Yeah, it is a creepy moon, for sure. Ooh. But okay, so and I'm sure we're going to get more into the vocals here, but this sing over, like it was a lot quieter than what I just did, but those were the notes he was hitting. So we got some vocal tone here. We're not just, sort of crooning over it. I thought this might have been maybe like black gaze, like shoegaze type music, but it does kind of have a Nirvana feel. Just very laid back. Yeah. Very interesting. I like this kind of stuff. I feel like for the metalhead in me, this is the equivalent of like white noise to listen to on to relax instead of chill step. Ooh, that's a good point, Manila. That does kind of feel reminiscent of the composition for the Silent Hill games. Very cool. Oh, Nirvana, you're introduced to them by Weird Al. Yep. Smells like, what did he call it? Wait. Sorry. We're gonna dial this back real quick, but I gotta remember what was Weird Al's version of "Smells Like Teen Spirit"? I think it was "Smells Like Nirvana." I just remember the one line: "We're Nirvana, a garage band from Seattle." Oh my goodness, good times. Ooh. Still very creepy idea here, you know, feel the knife slip through my fingers, feel our lives slip through our fingers as we both try not to scream. That's very horrible. I hate that. I'd hate to think about that. And saying colder and colder. You're getting colder and colder, but also there's two people here that we're talking about. Colder and colder. We're both getting colder as the warmth of our body slips away. You know what I'm going to do? For those of you who watch Zootopia 2, you know what I'm going to be talking about. I am going to watch that after this to just recuperate. Warmth. I need it. Anyway. Yeah, Sudoku Pact. As we have this last dance. My wrists don't feel good. I'm self-conscious of my wrists. Beautiful song, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yeah, the lyrics are extremely depressing, but that sounded cool. Ooh, nice guitar change right there. Okay. Ooh. Sorry. So we have the colder, and it's just, you know, the da is what's being played in the guitar. But I hear the colder from the backing vocals. That's super creepy, but really, really cool. I love that. Or, oh, never mind. Yeah, okay. Colder. But it was like, colder. That's, very, very interesting. That's an interesting way of putting it, Manila. Yeah, no, you're right. That makes sense. Got to be in a good headspace. Yep. Yeah, if you're just driving maybe, and you're not even, maybe you're driving in the snow or something, or it's a little cold outside, and you're able to kind of dissociate from the lyrics, and you're like, ooh, it's getting cold. Oh, man. We're depressed over here. That's fine. I do really want to show you guys this new single by Arcspire, freaking Red Goliath. And I tried looking at the lyrics in the reaction video that I did to this, and they don't have anything out, so I can't even tell you what's being said. But I've subscribed to the guitarist's YouTube channel. I think his name's Dean Lamb. Incredible dude, very, very talented. He talks a lot about his creative process with his music. I've done a video talking about Ollie and his incredible vocal ability. So, yeah, we're just going to dive into this. Very, very excited. So, yeah, Riku, you're a Texan. Well, sorry. Well, didn't you guys get a snowstorm a couple years ago? You know, if only this song came out a couple years earlier, you could be, you know, driving through that, I guess. Question, though. Do you guys have really dry snow? So it like melts really quickly, or when it dumps, it's like super wet and stays around forever. So. Oh, this year. That sucks that you get wet snow over there. That bass line is disgusting. One other thing I noticed, just speaking as a drummer. Good Lord, buddy, what are you barking at? What? What is out there? Come on. Buddy. Hey. What are you barking at, my guy? Bruh. Bruh. Give me one second here. 1 second here. I need to make sure that like there isn't a raid going on down this neighborhood. Hold on a sec. Hold on. I'll be right back. Bro, what are you doing? Hey. I'm all right. I'm all right. Okay. We're back. Everything's good. Literally, it was just the neighbors. The worst. The worst. Just the worst people ever. How could they? How could they? You tell them. All right? Okay. Anyway. I also noticed in this time around, looking at the drummer, his left foot goes back and forth as he's doing the double bass. When we go to that first drop, you can really see that. So I just want to point that out because there's a lot of reasons for moving your feet while you're playing. It kind of can take your mind off of how you're just doing quick double bass. It's also another aspect of if you're playing heel up. There's a lot of schools of thought about playing heel up or heel down. Heel down, do those stretches where you're sitting down and you pull your toes up. It pulls at your quads, right? It doesn't feel good. So, so some people don't like doing that or can't do that for an extended time. So I'm trying to give an example of it right now. There's a lot more oomph that you can get speed-wise, I think, doing it heel up instead of heel down. So, but yeah, you'll be able to see it for just a quick second here. Yeah, so you could see his leg kind of going back and forth. I think it's because he was like switching his foot back and forth a little bit. It's also because when you do heel up, you might be doing heel up and heel down. There's a lot of people who can do that too if you're really, really good at double bass, but it just kind of adds more variety to keeping your energy up by changing it up. The other reason why it might look like your foot's going back and forth is because you don't have that grounding spot with the pedals, as opposed to putting your heels down, because then you can fire from the heel. But if you have it up, it can kind of go all over the place, because you're essentially arching back in your seat to be able to try and get your feet up like that. So. Dude, I can't even with the drums. And there's Dean with those crazy solos. So just I talked about it in the reaction video. You should go check that out. I focused a lot more on the rapping, but his flow is right there. There was also a point where the beat was going with the snare. It was like so that's not, and then it went to it went to like it moved from 3 to 4 to 1 to 2, and Ollie was following that with his vocals. He was going so he flipped it like that, which was really, really cool, because the thing I love the most in metal is when, simplistically speaking, when the chugging of the guitar or whatever the guitar is doing is following what the drums are doing. So when you get those classic breakdowns, and the drums are doing exactly that with the double bass pedal, it just sounds uniform. So for him to do that vocal, bit with his flow to match what the drums are doing, I think that's a great aspect of, what makes their band so awesome. So. The snare rolls right there. Jeez, just insane. I'm glad they got a new drummer. That's something I didn't point out, but they were working really hard to get a new drummer, and they got, I think, a very good one. I just love it how they're able to flip between really interesting, almost emotional moments with this chorus where everything slows down. And then it just gets crazy. If I could understand the lyrics, I'm sure it has a lot of emotion. And then just that double bass machine. And then it just fades out from there. It's so cool. Just such cool music. These guys are incredible. So good. Well, that is the conclusion of another Metal Across the World type video. Been very, very appreciative of this. I'm going to do a quick little YouTube outro here just for the people. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please go to the link in the description and check out any of the bands that you enjoyed here. I loved all of this, and it's just made me so much more aware of just the diversity of awesome music out there. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that. So I will see you guys next time. Boom. So we got done with that. Done with the recording on that. So I wonder if they'll personally release it one day, either after the lyric video or just uploading it to the site. I think, I mean, it'll probably get out there eventually with, yeah, guess the BPM in the comments. Finally, the ballad of the anthem has been released. I love this rendition of "Oh Canada." Who up there deaning their lamb? So it is Dean Lamb is the guitarist name. Excellent guitar playing from Dean. Hey, I'm Dean Lamb, and I play in a technical death metal called Archspire Lamb. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for checking this out, though. Yeah, I'm just kind of going to go lie down and relax my back just a tad. I'm thinking tones right now. Yeah, I feel like it's gotta be in the, like, yeah, I don't know. Easily in the 200s, I think, but that's just me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for this stream. This was great. This was really, really fun. I enjoyed this a lot. I appreciate any of you guys stopping by, so... if any of you are on the Discord, you can be free to go to the Discord and make fun of all the people who did not participate in the stream, because I told all y'all that I was streaming, and I saw 30-some people on there, so I don't know why where y'all were, what you doing. Anyway, though, I will see you guys next time. Thanks so much for the stream, so...